I'm a pretty open book when it comes to my past and my childhood. And growing up, I was in the foster care system for a number of years, was adopted twice. I moved around a lot. And so when I think about the power that I have as a real estate agent to help people find their place and their home, it's something I directly relate with. I know what it's like to be put into a different situation, a different environment, a different climate. And there's sometimes an isolation factor about that. And so when I think back to my childhood, I think back to the people that made those transitions easier. And that's always kind of the shining light for me, is how can I be one of those beacons of light? How can I be that support system? How can I be that guidance for my clients when they're going through this transitional time in their own lives? So Liz and Tom are wonderful clients of mine. They had a little bit of a dilemma because they knew that her house that they were living in currently wasn't working for them because of the long commute times. But they really couldn't find anything on the market that they really loved. And I think without them having an agent that they could trust, they were a little unsure of what to do in kind of that situation. Do they move and then sell? Do they sell and then move? So that was kind of the first thing that we got squared away when I met both of them. Liz and Tom had reached out to me kind of toward the end of summer, and their little boy was enrolled in school. And we wanted to try, if something was going to happen and they were going to find their dream home, we wanted to make sure that we could move in time for it not to disrupt their son's school schedule. So in this specific situation, what we realized for Liz and Tom is that as busy as they were, that they were not going to be able to sell their house, move into a temporary situation, and then find their dream home. That we needed to kind of go out there, find the dream home, and then essentially move everything and get their house ready for sale pretty quickly, get it turned around and put it up for sale. And so that's what we did with them. And it was, I think, a really positive experience. Not to say that there weren't little bumps along the way, and that I think just kind of comes up naturally. But what I think the biggest compliment that I got from them is they said, we never would have actually moved had it not been for your guidance and your assurance and your plan of action. The most rewarding thing about working with Liz and Tom was the amount of trust that we had between the relationship. And I think that that's something I still kind of pinch myself because they just absolutely trusted that I had their best interest at heart. And I trusted that they were going to sit and work with me to develop a plan that was going to be best for their move and this big life change. So I think that that probably was like number one, like biggest kind of takeaway and the biggest reward from working with them. But I would say the second thing is we had fun working with each other. You know, this can be stressful, but it doesn't always have to be stressful. It can be fun. You're looking at houses, you're making jokes, you're talking about where you're going to put furniture. That's all part of, I think, the process. And so I sometimes, you know, I put a lot of weight into how big of a life change this can be, but you know, you got to have fun with it too, because how many times are you going to buy a house or sell a house? So you might as well just enjoy the process. I really loved my time working with Liz and Tom and their family on their big move, but I realize that not everyone has the chance to meet a real estate agent in real life. So if this is maybe you and you're looking to buy or sell real estate, I would love it if you would reach out and we can set up a time to meet, to chat, and figure out what's going to be best for you during this very important time of your own lives.